Wife went on a 2-week girls trip that felt suspicious from the start, but when I randomly saw her 2 friends at a local bar with their husbands, they admitted she actually went to meet her ex-boyfriend and made them cover for her. I'm a 34-year-old guy and my wife is 32. We've been married 7 years. Right now, I'm sitting at home alone because my wife is off on a 2-week trip that was supposed to be a girls' vacation with 2 of her friends. The reason I'm saying supposed is because something about this trip has felt off from the start. A month ago, my wife Rebecca, not her real name, told me she wanted to go on a getaway with her girlfriends, let's call them Kate and Lauren. They planned a whole itinerary to visit some resort and do sightseeing. 2 weeks is a long time, but Rebecca swore it was just a rare chance for them to have a girls-only vacation. I wasn't thrilled about it. Actually, I flat out told her I didn't like the idea. We've never done separate vacations for that long. We both work full-time and usually take trips together when we have time off. This came out of nowhere. I tried to be open-minded at first, but I had a feeling something was weird. For one, I've met Kate and Lauren many times, they're her college friends. They're nice enough, but I wouldn't call them close. They grab brunch or go shopping occasionally, not go away for 2 weeks level of close. Also, the trip destination? Some beach town that, as far as I know, none of them have any special connection to. It just seemed random. I asked why there, and she got a little defensive and said, why not? We got a good deal on flights and we wanted somewhere warm. I kept asking questions because I was trying to wrap my head around the logistics. Like, where exactly are you staying? Who booked the hotel? How are you affording 2 weeks at a resort plus airfare on pretty short notice? She was irritated by my questions. She accused me of not trusting her and trying to control her. That argument got pretty heated. I said that normally I'd be fine with a girls' trip, but 2 weeks felt excessive and I just wanted to know details if she's going off the grid that long. She basically told me I was being a paranoid, jealous husband for no reason. In the end, I didn't forbid her or anything. I mean, I can't exactly forbid my wife from going, but I definitely said I was very uncomfortable with this whole thing. I suggested maybe a long weekend instead of 2 weeks, or even that I come along and do my own thing there if she really wanted to go to that specific place. She shot all that down. She insisted it had to be all the girls, and it had to be the full 2 weeks because they all managed to get time off. When I asked why I hadn't heard about this trip until a month prior, she claimed it was a spontaneous idea Kate had and they just went for it. So, she left 3 days ago. The send-off was not great. We basically argued right up until the night before. She told me I was smothering her and that she needed this break. I backed off at the end because I didn't want to push her away even more. I helped drive her to the airport, gave her a hug, and told her to have fun and be safe. She kind of gave me a half-hearted smile and said we'll talk when I'm back. Then she was gone. Now I'm here alone and I can't shake the feeling that something is wrong with this whole situation. I tried texting her yesterday just to check in. She responded hours later with a generic all good, having fun. Busy, we'll call later. No call came. This morning, I saw a couple of photos she posted on her social media of the beach and some fancy cocktails. One had a caption like, much needed girls trip. It looked innocent enough, but I noticed neither Kate nor Lauren commented or liked the photos. Usually they'd be all over that, right? Tagging each other, inside jokes, whatever. Total silence from them online. Maybe I'm overthinking every little thing because I'm sitting here lonely and a bit bitter. But it's weird. Everything about how she handled this trip feels off. I don't want to think the worst of my wife. She's never given me a huge reason to distrust her before, though I'll admit this is really testing my trust. I feel kind of shut out. She didn't even share the detailed itinerary with me, just said don't worry so much, it's just a bunch of boring girl stuff. So yeah, I'm just kind of stewing in my thoughts. I don't know if I'm being irrational or if there's actually something shady going on. I'm doubting myself 1 minute and angry at her the next. And I have no one to talk to about any of it because, well, she's away and those 2 friends obviously aren't around either. I might call up some of my buddies to hang out one of these days just to distract myself. I just wanted to get this off my chest here because I can't shake the feeling that I'm missing something important. I hope I'm wrong and it's truly just a harmless girls' getaway, but something in my gut is telling me there's more to the story. Update 1. Alright, I didn't expect to have an update so soon. It's been 5 days since my original post. I was doing my best to stay busy and not think about the whole situation. Last night, one of my good friends, Mike, dragged me out to a local bar to watch a game and have some beers. He knew I was feeling low and figured a guy's night out would cheer me up. So Mike and I are at this bar downtown, a place we go pretty often. We're a few drinks in, watching the football game on TV, and I finally start relaxing a bit. During a commercial break I glance around the room, and guess who I spot in a booth on the other side of the bar? Kate and Lauren. My wife's two friends who are supposedly on this girl's trip with her right now. I did a double take. It's definitely them, laughing and chatting, and get this, their husbands are with them. Both of their husbands. They're on a double date or something, sharing a big platter of nachos. At first I'm thinking, no, it can't be them. They're all supposed to be in bikinis on a beach thousands of miles away. I walk straight over to their table. Mike notices and comes along, probably sensing something's up. I greet them with this kind of fake surprised smile like, hey, what are you guys doing here? Shouldn't you be sipping margaritas on a beach right now? Kate nearly chokes on her drink when she sees me. Lauren goes pale. Their husbands look confused as hell. There's this very awkward silence. Kate recovers and stands up, saying, oh hi. We had to cancel the trip last minute. She's stammering and can't even look me in the eye. Lauren nods and mutters something like, yeah, something came up. Now, I'm not letting that slide. I ask, really? Canceled, huh? Does my wife know that? Because last I heard from her, she was on that trip with you. I can literally see Kate and Lauren panicking. Kate says, oh, she ended up going with some other friends. From work. We couldn't make it. This story is getting flimsier by the second, and I'm just staring at them with what I imagine is a death glare. Mike is next to me going, what the hell is going on? Now they're both staring daggers at their wives, and the wives are tongue-tied. Kate is fumbling for words, I can explain. But her husband, let's call him Tom, slams his beer down and says, explain what? That you've been lying to him? And covering for Rebecca? You better start talking. He's raising his voice, people at nearby tables are starting to look. Lauren's husband just crosses his arms, waiting. At this point, I'm just standing there feeling like my heart is pounding in my ears. I ask, someone please tell me where my wife actually is. Kate and Lauren exchange a look. Kate starts saying, it's not what you think, but Tom cuts her off. No. Enough. What the hell is going on? Kate, if you don't come clean right now, we're gonna have a serious problem when we get home. I'm not kidding. Kate's practically cornered now. She looks at me, then at her husband, and finally blurts out, she went to meet up with her ex-boyfriend. Just like that. The words hang in the air for a second. I swear the background music in the bar seemed to fade out as I processed what she said. I managed to ask, her ex? You mean Dan? Dan is the guy she dated before me, who I know for a fact lives out in that area. Kate nods and says, Rebecca made us swear to tell you it was a girl's trip. She didn't want you to know she was meeting him. I just nod slowly, trying to process the fact that my wife is currently on a vacation with her ex. Meanwhile, Tom goes off on Kate, are you serious? You helped her lie so she could cheat on her husband? What is wrong with you? Lauren's husband is shaking his head in disgust. Lauren covers her face with her hands, apologizing, saying Rebecca begged them to cover for her and that she felt pressured. Kate starts apologizing to me, to Tom, to everyone, but I'm not even listening at this point. I just turn around and walk out of the bar. Mike follows me out, asking if I'm okay, but I don't even know what to say. I think I muttered something like, I knew it. I fucking knew something was off. I didn't go back to my house that night. I crashed on Mike's couch because I couldn't stand the thought of going home to an empty bed in that state of mind. I maybe got 2 hours of sleep, max. My mind was racing, but oddly I was very calm about one thing. I'm done with this marriage. This morning, I called my sister and told her what happened. She was furious and insisted I come stay with her immediately. So I went home briefly to pack a bag. Walking into our bedroom and seeing my wife's half-empty closet, she had taken a ton of her clothes for the trip, just made me feel sick. I scribbled a short note and left it on the kitchen table. It said, don't contact me. I'm staying with family. We'll talk once you're back. Maybe I shouldn't have even left a note, but I did. Then I got out of there and drove to my sister's place. At this point, my wife still has no clue that I know the truth. As far as I'm aware, Kate and Lauren aren't about to inform her, they've got their own marital blowback to deal with. And I'm not about to tip her off myself. Update 2. I'm writing this from my sister's guest room now. It's been 2 days since I found out about my wife's affair trip. I want to start by saying, thank you for all the support and advice you guys gave me after my original post. Honestly, I only posted because I felt so alone and wasn't sure what to think. The response was overwhelming and it helped me steel myself for what I needed to do next. So here's what's happened since. The morning after I moved to my sister's, I lawyered up. I have a friend from college who's a divorce attorney, and I called him first thing. I told him the basics of what's going on and he agreed to help me get the ball rolling quickly. I don't have kids, thank God, and we rent our house, so that simplifies a lot. We do have a joint savings account and some shared property, but I'm not too worried about stuff. My attorney friend helped draft up divorce papers immediately. He also advised me not to alert my wife about anything until she's served, to prevent any shenanigans like draining accounts or whatever. Not that I expect her to do that, but honestly I don't know her at all right now, do I? The plan is to have her served literally the morning after she gets back home. He lined up a process server for that. Emotionally, I'm all over the place. One minute I'm angry, the next I'm just hurt, then I'm back to anger. But the one thing I don't feel is any doubt, I'm done. The moment I heard she went to see her ex, something just switched off inside me. I don't even have the desire to hear her excuses. I don't want to salvage anything. For me, that was the line. Not just the cheating, as if that isn't bad enough, but the planning that went into it. She made a whole scheme and got friends to lie to my face. She watched me worry and made me feel like I was the bad guy for not trusting her, all while she was literally doing the thing I was afraid of. That's some next level betrayal. I'm out. My sister has been my rock through all of this. She's a couple years older than me and has always looked out for me. When I showed up at her door, she gave me a hug and said, "Whatever you need, I'm here." I finally got a few hours of real sleep on her couch while she quietly handled a few things, including, I think, letting our parents know that things aren't okay with my marriage. I'm not ready to talk to a bunch of people about it, but I appreciate that she's shielding me and just being supportive. As for my wife, I have not said a word to her since she left. She has no idea I'm not at home anymore. Over the last couple days, she's texted me a few times, mostly little updates or a photo here and there, like everything is totally normal. She sent a selfie of herself on a beach towel with a drink, captioned "Wish you were here." The gall of that just. I had to put my phone down for a while after seeing that one. I haven't responded at all. She tried calling me last night, but I let it ring out. She left a voicemail saying she hopes I'm alright, that she hasn't heard much from me and she misses me. That one almost made me laugh. Misses me? Seriously? For now, I'm keeping absolutely silent. It's hard. Part of me really wants to rage at her over the phone, call her every name under the sun. On the practical side, I went by our place yesterday with my sister and grabbed more of my stuff. I took anything really important or personal. I'm going to stay at my sister's for the foreseeable future. She insisted I take the time I need. I also made sure to remove my name from one of our joint credit cards, the one she's likely using on her trip. I froze our joint savings account online so she can't clean it out on a whim. There's not a ton of money in there, but I'm being cautious. Again, I don't think she suspects a thing, but who knows what advice her lovely ex is giving her. For all I know, he could be pumping her up to leave me and run off with him. Maybe she planned to come back and tell me she wants a divorce, and I just beat her to the punch. No idea. To be clear, I haven't breathed a word of my plans to anyone on her side yet. I figure once she gets served, word will spread quickly enough. I'm not looking forward to the fallout. Mutual friends, her family. It's gonna be a mess, but I'll deal with that later. Right now, I'm focused on getting all my ducks in a row so that when she walks through the door after her trip, she's immediately hit with the consequences of her actions. She's due back in 3 days. The process server is scheduled for the morning after her return. We timed it for around 7 a.m., when she'll likely be getting ready for work. I have no idea what her reaction will be. Beg? Scream? Pretend to be confused? Deny everything? Probably all of the above. Not my problem at this point. Update 3. It's been almost a week since my last update, and my wife, well, soon-to-be ex, is back in town. Things went down, and it was a lot. I'm still at my sister's place, but I swung by the house earlier today to grab a few more documents and items now that the initial explosion has happened. So, my wife got home 2 days ago, in the evening. I know this because I was tracking her return flight online, couldn't help myself, and also because she started blowing up my phone the moment she landed. I got a flurry of texts like, "Just landed, can't wait to see you." Followed by "I'm home. Where are you?" Those quickly turned into a bunch of missed calls when she probably found the note and I didn't respond. I was sitting at my sister's kitchen table, just watching my phone buzz. My sister sat with me silently, not pressuring me to answer. We just waited it out. Then came the angry texts. I read them sitting there with my sister, and honestly, I felt surprisingly calm. Maybe because I'd had days to cry and rage already, and I'd made up my mind. The storm had kind of passed inside me by then, and all that was left was a cold resolve. I finally texted back one thing after her 5th frantic message: "I know everything. From now on, talk to my lawyer, not me. She didn't take that well. Cue more frantic messages. You don't know everything. It was a mistake, but it wasn't. I didn't. It only happened because we were having problems. I was going to come back and talk to you, I swear. Can we please just talk? I love you. I know I messed up. Just give me a chance to explain. She even had the audacity to try and minimize it. Nothing physical even happened. I just needed closure with him. Yeah, right. 2 weeks alone with her ex in a romantic beach setting and nothing happened. I almost admired the boldness of that lie. My sister saw that text over my shoulder and just said, "Wow. She really thinks you're an idiot." I stuck to my guns and didn't engage beyond that one message instructing her to go through the lawyer. I blocked her number after that to avoid the constant pings. I did, however, call her parents later that day. I kept it simple, just said that she had been unfaithful and that I was initiating a divorce. Her mom sounded heartbroken on the phone. She had no idea what Rebecca was up to. Her dad was quiet and just said, "Let us know if you need anything." They're good people, and I feel bad that they're dealing with this, but I'm also not about to involve them further. This is between me and their daughter. In the aftermath, I heard through the grapevine, small town, news travels fast, that Kate's husband Tom kicked her out of their house. I'm not sure if he's filed for divorce yet, but it looks like their marriage might be done too. Lauren's husband is apparently not talking to her, not sure if they'll try to work it out or not. So my wife didn't just screw up her own marriage, she managed to implode 2 of her friends' relationships as collateral damage. As for her ex, I have no idea what the deal is there, and I couldn't care less. From what Kate blurted out, this whole thing was orchestrated by my wife. It wasn't some spur-of-the-moment fling, it was a planned reunion. Whether she did it because she thinks she's in love with him, or because of some midlife crisis, or just sheer stupidity, none of that really matters now. If she thought running off with him was worth blowing up our life, then she can go right ahead and be with him. They deserve each other. Yesterday, my wife actually showed up at my sister's house. I saw her car pull up through the window and immediately told my sis I did not want to see or talk to her. Big sis was awesome. She went out to the porch and intercepted. I couldn't hear everything, but I caught some of the exchange through the open window. My wife sounded completely broken, her voice cracking as she kept saying, "Please, I need to see him, just let me talk to him." My sister was calm but firm, telling her it's not a good idea and that she should leave. I heard my wife basically begging, saying, I'm so sorry, I don't want to lose him." My sister replied, "You already lost him. You should go." There was a long silence, and then I heard the car door slam and saw my wife's car drive off. I'm incredibly grateful to my sister for handling that. I wasn't ready, and may never be ready, to face my wife in person. What would I even say? She'd try to apologize or explain, I'd end up yelling, she'd cry. No need for all that. I'd rather let the legal process do the talking for me. Update 4. It's been a few weeks since everything went down, and I wanted to provide a final update to close this chapter. I'm in a much better headspace now, or at least moving in that direction. First off, the divorce process is underway. My lawyer filed the official paperwork citing infidelity. So far, my wife hasn't contested anything. We had an initial meeting, through our lawyers, and it was all very civil on paper. She agreed to my terms. We're splitting what little savings we have, each keeping our own personal vehicles, and she's taking over the lease on our rental house. Fine by me, I don't want to set foot in there again. Since we don't have kids and not much joint property, this should be a relatively quick divorce. I think she is too exhausted or ashamed to put up a fight. She just quietly agreed to everything, which is fine by me. I'm still living with my sister for now while I apartment hunt. Honestly, it's been kind of great to spend this time with her, despite the circumstances. We eat dinner together, watch dumb movies, and she's been dragging me to a yoga class on weekends, which is surprisingly not terrible for clearing the mind. Having family around has made this whole ordeal so much easier than if I was on my own. As for the fallout with the friend group, Kate and Lauren have basically been shunned by most of their friends. I actually heard Kate moved back in with her parents after Tom threw her out. No official word on whether they're divorcing, but it doesn't look good for them. Lauren's husband is apparently giving her the cold shoulder, though I heard they're trying counseling. Interestingly, Lauren came by my sister's place one day asking to talk to me. I declined to see her, so she left a handwritten letter. In it, she apologized profusely for her part in this mess. She said Rebecca had been talking about her old feelings for Dan, the ex, for months, and that she and Kate had tried to talk her out of doing anything stupid. But once my wife made up her mind, she enlisted them to cover for her. Lauren admitted she was too cowardly to refuse and went along with the plan, but the guilt was eating her alive. She said she's sorry for what she did. And what about me? How am I doing? Well, it still sucks, not gonna lie. But I'm doing okay. I feel hurt and angry about the betrayal. Strangely enough, I also feel a sense of relief now that it's all out in the open. The moment I found out the truth, I felt a huge internal shift. The marriage was essentially over in that instant for me. I'm sad it ended this way. I certainly don't want her back, though. I know that if this hadn't come out when it did, it could have been even more years of lies or secret affairs while I was none the wiser. Better to know now than later. I really did dodge a bullet by ripping the band-aid off when I did. I'm focusing on myself now. Eating better, hitting the gym with Mike, trying to channel all the negative energy into something healthier. Cliché as it sounds, exercise and new hobbies do help keep my mind out of the dark places. My sister convinced me to try talking to a therapist too. I've had a couple sessions and it's actually been helpful to just unpack everything with a neutral party. I know I'll have some trust issues to work through after this, but I'm determined not to let her betrayal define the rest of my life. I want to wrap this up by saying I appreciate all the strangers on the internet who lent an ear, gave advice, and sent words of encouragement. When I first posted, I was a confused, suspicious husband. Now I'm a soon-to-be divorced guy, but at least I'm a lot more clear-eyed about my reality. If I hadn't caught those friends at the bar by chance, who knows how much longer I'd have been in the dark. Thank you for listening and supporting me through this.